Hello, welcome everybody to this info session. I see a lot of people are joining, so I'm going to wait one more minute just to allow more people to join this session. So we're going to start in one more minute. I just want to make sure everybody can hear me fine. If you can just write on the chat if you can hear me. Great. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to be muting everyone just so that way we don't have a background noise. All right, I see we have 18 people who just joined us. 18. Thank you so much, first of all, to joining this info session. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Roxana Jubilus. I'm the director of the Housing Development Counseling Program at HDF. I've been with HDF for 16 years. And I'm very excited about this opportunity that HDF is building affordable condos in Stamford. These condos are located at 287 Washington Boulevard in Stamford. But I'm going to share my screen so you can see my presentation. All right. And today we will be covering of who we are, who HDF is, what is a community land trust, available community land trust homes, our process, how to get started, and next steps, and the contact info. I want to mention that everybody's muted right now, but at the end, you will be, if you have any questions actually at any time, you can just write in the chat. I also will be asking you questions throughout this session because I want to know a little bit more about who is joining our info session. So, but first I'm going to start by who is HDF? Who are we? So HDF is a non-for-profit organization. HDF stands for Housing Development Fund. HDF was founded in Stamford in 1989. Housing Development Fund is a non-profit affordable housing organization and non-profit community lender. HDF serves communities in Connecticut and New York. Housing Development Fund believes that all households and families should have access to affordable housing and that affordable housing and economic diversity are beneficial to our community. A community land trust is a nonprofit community-based organization whose mission is to provide affordable housing permanently. HDF Community Land Trust provides affordable homeownership to income-qualified households. Community land trusts are an alternative option to traditional homeownership, where home buyers are left to compete for houses in the open market. Well, as we know, in Stamford, we have seen an increase in prices. And I know that I have clients who have been looking for a long time for affordable condos. And just to give you an idea, I had clients who they have been looking for a 2-bedroom and they cannot find anything below 300,000, just that to give you an idea. So it's becoming harder and harder to find affordable housing in Stamford. So community land trust is an option. The high cost of homes in Stamford and Fairfield County can leave people with few options. A community land trust owns the land and leases it to those who own and live in the homes that are built on that land in order to make homes more affordable. Buyers agree to resell restrictions to keep homes affordable permanently. So I want to expand on this because I just want to make sure that everybody understands what a community land trust is. So a community land trust, basically, the home buyer owns the home. In this case, will be condos, and HDF will own the land. So there will be a land lease. Now, there will be deed restrictions. What that means, that because these properties will be affordable, we want to continue for those properties to be affordable in perpetuity. And the only way to do that is that by HDF owning the land, but also when someone buys that home, at the time that they want to sell that home, there are going to be some restrictions. And the restriction is that when they sell the home, they cannot sell it at any price that they want. There is going to be a formula. HDF is going to use a formula for everyone. So at the time that the homeowner wants to sell the home, HDF will let the homeowner know what is the price that they can sell it for. Now, they are going to receive 25% of equity share. So whatever they can sell it for, 25% appreciation goes back to the homeowner. And the rest goes back to the community land trust, so that way it could be affordable for the next family. Now, there will be income restrictions. So I just want you to know that also these community land trust condo, affordable condos, you must be a first-time home buyer. You also have to live in the property. It must be your primary residency. You cannot put the property for rent. While you are the owner, you must live in the property. Now, these community land trust, these condos will be located in the south end. Actually, the address is 287 Washington Boulevard in Stamford. Right now it's under construction, and we anticipate that they will be completed somewhere between May and June of next year. So during spring going to summer of 2022. There will be in total 23 condos. There will be 2 and 3 bedrooms. The 2 bedrooms have 2 bathrooms, and also the 3 bedrooms with 2 bathrooms. Now, the 2 bedrooms are reserved for households of 2 or more people. The 3-bedroom condos are reserved for households of 3 or more people. Property is in walking distance to the Stamford train station. Now, there will be parking available for all the condos. The parking spaces is not a garage, but it's a parking space within the same complex. Now, there will be 32 parking spaces, one space per unit. There will be 2 parking spaces for handicap and 7 parking for guests, 7 parking spaces for guests. But now I want to ask you a question. If you can answer in the chat, how many cars do you currently have, your household have? How many cars right now does your household currently have? If you can answer that on the chat, I greatly appreciate that. So that way we have an idea. I see the answers. Thank you so much for answering that. The answers right now.
3 cars.
Yes, thank you. So there is a variety between 1, 2, and 3 cars. So for this complex, there is 1 space reserved per unit. Like I said, there will be 2 handicap in addition, and there will be 7 for guests. But in total, there will be 32 spaces, and these are 22. I want to ask if you can mute, if everybody can mute themselves, or if not, I think I can mute everyone, so that way we don't hear any background noise. So next I'm gonna show you income limits because these properties are affordable, but there are income limits. And I will explain that. So I'm going to explain the price and I will be telling you the income limits. So the income limit has to be 50% of the area median income in Stamford. And for 2 people in the household, now we have to count the household income. For 2 people in the household, it cannot exceed 60,720. For 3 people in the household, it cannot exceed 68,310. For 4 people in the household, it cannot exceed 75,900. For 5 people in the household, cannot exceed 81,972. And for 6 people in the household, cannot exceed 88,044. And that is the income limit. We have to calculate the income. And we are going to calculate the income this year when the person applies, but also next year. Just before the units are ready, we're going to do an income verification once again, because the client has to meet, the household has to meet the income limit, cannot go above this limit. Now the prices for the 2-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, the purchase price is going to be $240,000. For the 3 bedrooms, it's going to be $275,000, and these are 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms. Now we also have other styles of 3-bedroom, Victorian, and those are going to be $310,000. And the reason is because they are a little bigger. But right now, I do have to tell you that we have already people in the waiting list for these units for the Victorian. But for the other ones, you can apply. We still are accepting applications for the 2 bedrooms at $240,000 and for the 3 bedrooms at $275,000. Now I'm going to show you the floor plans. Here is the floor plan, so that way you can have an idea. So these are going to be, like I said, 2-bedroom, 2 bathroom. The 2 bedrooms, the square footage is going to be 785 square footage. And let me just walk you through the layout. So here is the master bedroom, which it has a walk-in closet. Now there is a bathroom with a tub. Now here is the other bedroom. There is closet space as well. Here is the second bathroom. Now the layouts may be a little different depending on the unit, because the unit is going to have different layouts, but this is basically what is going to have the 2 bedrooms, the 2 bathrooms, living room, dining room, and kitchen. And this is an open space. So kitchen, living room, and dining room is open space, as you can see. So this is the layout, the floor plan for the 2 bedrooms. Now I'm going to show you for the 3 bedrooms. So for the 3 bedrooms, it's going to be a little bigger, 1,020 square footage, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. And here again, here is the 1 bedroom with closet. Now also is open space, the kitchen, living room, and dining room. Here is the 2nd bedroom with closet, an additional closet also here, the utility room, a bathroom with a tub, and here is the master bedroom with a walk-in closet and the other bathroom. So there are 2 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, kitchen, dining room, and living room is an open space. Now, this is images, computer-generated images, just to give you an idea how it's going to look. Of course, the furniture is not included, but this is just to give you an idea how the kitchen is going to look, just so you have an idea. And here is the kitchen, the open space, open floor plan, living room, dining room, kitchen. Now, here is just to give you an idea how the bathroom with the tub. So one of the bathrooms is going to be bathroom with a bathtub, and the other one is going to be, the 2nd bathroom is going to be with a shower, walk-in shower. Now, how do you start the process? There are 2 ways that you can start the process. The first and the most convenient way is to go to our website and fill out the application. You can do it there electronically. And you can fill out your application there, but also you have to upload documents, because in order for us to see if you are income eligible and to see if you are ready for a mortgage, we need to see your tax returns for the past 3 years with the W-2s. We also have to see your pay stubs, the 2 most recent pay stubs for everyone in the household. We also need to see a copy of your ID, because we need to verify that indeed you are the person who is applying, a government issue ID. I have to say for these programs, you have to be a US citizen, US resident, or have an approved visa. We have a list of visas that qualify, along with a work permit. If you have one of those visas, you have to have a valid work permit, or be a US citizen or US resident. So we need to see your ID, government issue ID with a picture. We also need to see your credit report, because we understand that this is gonna be, you are gonna take on a mortgage. We want to make sure that you will be able to afford the mortgage payment, not just the mortgage, but also the common charges, property taxes. You need to have homeowners insurance on the condo units, but also this is gonna have a land lease that altogether we want to make sure that you will be able to make that payment. And we want to see your credit. Now you will be paying for the credit report on our website. There is a link to pay for the credit report, and you can fill out the application online, and then you can also upload your documentation. Now, let me just walk you through the process. Here I have our website. Let me just make sure I want to share with you the screen so I can walk you through the process of applying. So right now you're looking at a website. Sorry if you see my face facing the other screen, but that is a little easier for me. But here you see our website. So you're going to go where it says services, first time home buyer, you click there. And then you're going to go where it says start your journey. But I encourage everyone to first go to HDF requirements, just to double check that you meet this criteria of being a first time home buyer, that your spouse also has to be a first time home buyer, whether or not the spouse is going to be an applicant. Now, there shouldn't be any bankruptcy in the past 4 years, no foreclosures in the past 7 years, no collections, charge-off, past dues. But I have to say that the units are going to be ready next year. So if right now, let's say you have some collections, you can work on that, you have time, but I encourage everyone to apply now, to submit the paperwork now, so that we can tell you what is showing on your credit report. Many people, sometimes they have collections, they don't know they have collections, and it could be a medical collection, and that's fine, but you need to take care of that before you start the process of applying for a mortgage. The paperwork, the application that you submit to us is not to apply for a mortgage, but it's just for us to see if you are eligible, if you're mortgage ready. And I encourage everyone to submit the application if you are interested. Also, you need to make sure that you have some funds available, meaning some savings available. Why? Because even though we have down payment and closing cost assistance that I'm going to talk in detail a little later, but you need to have some savings in place because you will be required to put 1% of the purchase price. So let's say you are buying the 2-bedroom, the $240,000, you will be required to put at least 1%. 1% will be $2,400. You also have to do an inspection on the home, even though this is a brand new unit. You still have to do an inspection. The bank is going to do an appraisal. It's also good to have some reserves. So you need to have some savings. If you don't have it right now, that's fine. You have time to save money until next year, until these units are ready. And once you are ready to apply, here you click where it says start your journey. You apply there, and then you go where it says sign up now. You click there, and then you are going to choose the pre-purchase. You click there, and then let's say you are going to put Fairfield. You agree, you continue, and then it's going to ask you, to fill out the primary area. So right now I cannot fill out that because otherwise it will create a customer, but it will ask you to fill out your name, where the primary area, where are you looking to buy, and right there you will see community land trust. So you pick that. Let me see if I can go there. Okay, so here is letting me. So here, if you want the community land trust, you click there, community land trust, and then you click Fairfield already, and then you agree and you continue. And then it will ask you for your name, last name, email, phone number, and how did you hear about us. And once you do that, then you will have to go to your email and confirm your email, and then you will be able to continue to fill out the application electronically. You can upload the paperwork that I mentioned earlier, and you will be able to pay for the credit report. Once you submit the paperwork, it can take us about 10 business days to assess your file and to let you know whether or not you are eligible for these condo units and if you are mortgage ready. If you are not eligible for these condo units, perhaps let's say that you are over income. I don't want you to get discouraged because you can still apply perhaps for our down payment and closing cost assistance, and then you can look on your own with a realtor. But we will be able to assess your file. Now, if you are not able to do it online, you can always then send us an email and we can email you the application, and then you can print out the application, you fill it out manually, and you submit your paperwork. You can submit your paperwork via fax. You can come to our office. We're located at the corner of 100 Prospect Street and North Street. We're on the first floor. Our business hours are Monday through Fridays from 9 to 5. But let me now go back to sharing the next screen so that way I can share the rest. Okay, so here, once we have your application, there will be counseling, and you also have to take a class, a home buyer education class. The classes are offered virtually and in person, and also it will be offered in English and Spanish. Now, as I mentioned before, if you are mortgage ready, then you have to apply for a mortgage. But we work with participating lenders, so the participating lenders can give you a pre-qualification, but also we offer down payment and closing cost assistance. Okay, somebody's asking, let me just go to the chat and answer the questions from the chat. What are the income requirements or limits, and how many units will be available? Yes, I will answer that question. So before I go further, then yes, let me just go over again the income limits. I know we covered that, but I can go back to the income limits. So here are the income limits for the ones who just joined recently. These are the income limits. So for 2 people in the household, cannot exceed $60,720. For 3 people in the household, cannot exceed $68,310. For 4 people in the household, cannot exceed $75,900. For 5 people in the household, cannot exceed $81,972. For 6 people in the household, cannot exceed $88,044. And the prices will be for the 2-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, $240,000. For the 3-bedroom, cannot exceed, the purchase price, the 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, will be $275,000. And then for the Victorian units, which are 3-bedroom and are a little bigger, then the purchase price will be $310,000. But we're ready for the Victorian. We only have 2 units, and we already have people that we have determined. We have clients that already are on the list for those 2 units, but there could be people on the waiting list. Now, let's go back. Oh, okay. No, that's fine, Anna. I'm glad that you asked that question. So let's go back to the financing. So here at HDF, what we offer is we offer the Smart Move loan, and that is for the down payment. So we are also helping with the financing for these condo units. But even if you are not eligible for these condo units, these programs, the Smart Move and the Live Where You Work, is even if you don't buy these condo units, you can buy on your own with a realtor. You can find a home, and if you meet the criteria, maybe you can apply for the Smart Move and the Live Where You Work. So I'm going to explain how that works. The Smart Move is a down payment. It's down payment assistance, but it's a loan because you have to pay back that loan. The interest rate is a 3% fixed for 20 years. The way it works is that you are going to have 2 mortgages, one with the bank. We have participating lenders, so they can lend you 80% financing, and we can lend you 20% financing for the purchase of the home. You are required to put 1% of the purchase price, but also the Smart Move, we can lend you 20% for down payment and up to 5% for closing cost. So that is a way for clients to buy a home, because oftentimes clients, they don't have money for the down payment. The bank requires that clients put at least 3% of the purchase price, but if you're using the Smart Move, you only have to put 1% of the down payment. Now, the Smart Move, like I said, is a second mortgage. It has monthly payments. The interest rate is a 3% fixed for 20 years. Now, the next one is called Live Where You Work. If you're buying these condo units are in Stamford. If you buy these condo units and you work in Stamford, you can also get an additional $20,000 for the purchase of the home. Now, the benefit of this program, Live Where You Work, is that this doesn't have monthly payments nor interest. The interest is at 0%, but you are required to pay back the money. You pay back in full, the $20,000. And when you're going to pay it back, when you sell, refinance, transfer title, or when you finish off paying the first mortgage, you have to pay it back in full. Now, let me ask a question to all the participants. Do you work or live in Stamford? That is not a requirement, but I just want to know, to have a sense. Please, on the chat, tell me if you work or live in Stamford, or no, if you don't either live or work in Stamford. Thank you for answering. Okay. Okay. Well, that's great. I think most people live and work or work in Stamford. Mm-hmm. Oh, great. Thank you. I'll give you 1 minute to answer. So please take your time to answer. If everybody can answer, that will be great, because that will give us an idea of the participants, if people work or live in Stamford. Great. Yeah. Okay, somebody mentioned that they cannot hear, so I'm going to speak a little louder, perhaps. Okay, so I'm going to take the time now to answer some questions. Thank you, everybody, for answering whether or not you live or work in Stamford. But I'm going to answer the questions. So let me just go back to the chat. And okay, so here there is one question that it says, do dependent college students have to provide income information? Yes, if you are over 18 years old, we have to count the household income. Even if you have a part-time job, yes, we have to count any income that you may have. But keep in mind that this is earned income that we're counting. So if you receive Social Security, pension, child support, that doesn't count towards the income limit. We still have to collect that information to verify that we did our due diligence to make sure that we are collecting information for everyone in the household. But unearned income doesn't count towards the income limit, only earned income. So unearned income is Social Security, pension, child support, that doesn't affect the income limit. Now, the next question is, can a single person be eligible, or does a two-bedroom require two people or more? Yes, that is minimum occupancy. So for the two-bedroom, has to be a minimum occupancy of 2 people. For the 3-bedroom, minimum occupancy of 3 people. Now, having said that, I don't want you to get discouraged, because you can still apply, perhaps not for these condos, but maybe for our down payment and closing cost. And then we can, if you are eligible, you meet the criteria for our smart move, our live where you work, then we can send you to the bank to get pre-qualified, and then you can start looking for properties on your own with a realtor. So I hope that answered that question. Let me see if we have more questions here. I'm going through the chat. Okay, there is another question. Will we have a chance to see the units? Yes, of course, that's something we want to make sure that you see the units. Once the units are ready and we have a certificate of occupancy, meaning that it's safe to go and see the units, then yes, you'll have the opportunity to see the units before you even sign a contract. Yes, you will be able to see the units. Here, there is another question. If a person is over the income by a few $100s, would they be disqualified? So let's say that for the you are two people in the household, the income limit is $60,720, and let's say that you make $6,800. If you are still at 50% AMI, that will be fine. Now, if it puts you over, let's say 50.5% of the AMI, then unfortunately you won't be eligible. So we will have to see what is the percentage if you are still be at 50%. Now, the next question, let me see. Does the units have a storage? No, I mean, it doesn't have a separate storage. The 2 bedrooms, they all have closets, walk-in closets, but it doesn't have like a separate storage unit. The 2 bedrooms and the 3 bedrooms, they don't have separate storage units. The next question, how does your credit have to look? Well, if you know that you have collections accounts, charge-off, now is the opportunity to start working on that, because by the time that these units are ready and we'll send you to the bank to start the mortgage process, to applying for a mortgage, you cannot have any past dues, collections, charge-offs, and most lenders, they want to see a minimum credit score of 660 or above. So if right now you know that you have some credit issues, you need to start working right now. So next year, when these units are ready, then you will be able to show that you don't have any past dues, everything has been taken care of. So I encourage everyone to apply if you are really interested in these condos or in our down payment, closing cost assistance, or both, to start now. So that way we can guide you and we'll tell you what you need to do. Now, the next question, how much will the mortgage be monthly? Well, that depends. Depends whether or not it's a 2-bedroom, the 3-bedroom, what is the interest rate? So right now we don't know what the interest rate will be next year with the mortgage, but maybe We can calculate that, give you an idea. But first, we need to see what is your income. When we assess your file, we'll be able to give you an idea how much your monthly payments will be, because right now we're at the early stages. We don't know how much the property taxes will be on these units. We can estimate, but we don't know an exact amount. Also, the land lease fee. We have an idea, but it's not still confirmed. So we're at the early stages right now, but we will be able to give you that information before even you sign a contract. Of course, we'll let you know. Okay, so I don't see any more questions. So I'm gonna, I see, actually, sorry, I see two more. I see one question that it says, if I plan to live with my retired mom, will her Social Security count as income to qualify? Okay, so if she's going to be an applicant, yes, it will count if she's an applicant. But having said that, then the applicants also, we have to look at the credit report for the applicants. So if she's going to be an applicant, yes, the income is going to count towards buying this home, this condo. What are the DTI limits? So I assume you're talking about the debt to income ratios. I can explain that. So yes, when we look at the monthly payments, how much we're going to pay per month, meaning your mortgage payments plus the common charges, land lease, homeowners insurance, and property taxes, that payment should not represent more than 33% of your gross monthly income. And that is for the applicant. So it should not be more than 33% of your gross monthly income. The next question, is it going to be a lotto who gets in? No, this is first time, first serve. Right now, we have 23 condo units, and so far we have 11 applicants who are ready, and they are waiting for the units to be completed. So we have identified so far 11 clients who are ready and waiting. So we still have 12 more units. So if you apply, then I will encourage anyone who's interested, you need to apply as soon as possible. So that way we can put you on the list if you're ready, and if you are mortgage ready, and if you're eligible. The next one, it says, do you have a timeline on when we'll be able to look at the condo? Well, it all depends when they will be ready, because this is a new construction. Now, winter is coming up, and we know if there could be delays. So we're estimating the units to be completed somewhere between May and June. But as soon as we know, I mean, it could be delayed even. It could be delayed. We don't know, but that's what we're thinking. We're thinking that the completed date will be somewhere in May and June, and you will be able to see the units as soon as we have the certificate of occupancy, and clients can go and see the units. Right now, they are under construction, and the address is 287 Washington Boulevard. The next question. Yes, a tour of the condo right now, unfortunately, once it's completed, like I mentioned before, and we have the certificate of occupancy, then yes, clients can go and see the units. Do all occupants who plan to live there have to apply for the loan? No, not all the occupants have to apply for the loan. It's only the people who will be responsible for the mortgage. So if two people can afford, then yes, they should be the applicants. But having said that, keep in mind that also the bank and us were checking the credit report. So not everybody who is going to live in the household have to be the applicants. So there could be applicants and household members. The next question is, let's say I want to buy a 3-bedroom. 3 applicants need to apply. No, let's say that there are 5 people in the household. Let's say that is husband and wife and 3 children or 3 adult children, it doesn't mean that all 5 have to be in the mortgage. Maybe one person could be on the mortgage as long as that person can afford it. Now, for income eligibility, we have to count the household income. So if 5 people in the household are working, then we need to count the household income. The exception is unearned income. So let's say there are 5 people in the household, but one of them is getting Social Security or a pension. That doesn't count towards the eligibility, but that person could be an applicant. Okay, so somebody says, can you apply if you already own a home, a multifamily? No, unfortunately, this is for first-time home buyers and it's not for investment purposes. The property, this condo has to be your primary residency. You cannot put this property for rent and you cannot own another property. This has to be your only property and it has to be your primary residency. And the same is true for our down payment and closing cost assistance. Okay, so let me see. Yes, this is only for first-time home buyers. But let me tell you what is the definition of a first-time home buyer. If let's say that you bought a home 5 years ago, but you sold it, let's say 4 years ago, you only had that property for a year. Let's say you bought the property in 2010 and you sold the property in 2015. And in the past 6 years, you have not owned a property, then that makes you a first-time home buyer. So as long as you have not owned a property in the past 3 years, you are considered a first-time home buyer, unless you had a foreclosure. If you had a foreclosure, then it has to be 7 years. If it was a short sale, let's say you had a short sale, you had a property and you sold it to a short sale, then it has to be 4 years. If you own in another state, you are disqualified. Yes, you cannot own a property anywhere in the U.S., including Puerto Rico. So anywhere, if you own a home, and I should say even overseas, if you own a home anywhere, then you are not considered a first-time home buyer. Okay, so I see I don't have any more questions, but I'm going to continue with the presentation. So here is the next one. I showed you before the website, but I can walk you again through going to our website for the ones who perhaps join in later. I can do that. Let me just share my screen, my other screen, and I can take you there. Okay, so here is the website. The website is hdfconnects.org. So when you go there, you're going to go to services. You click where it says first-time home buyers. All right, and then I just encourage you to go to the HDF requirements just to make sure that you read that and make sure that you meet the criteria. But this is for to see if you are eligible, if you're mortgage ready. And the income limits, you can go here to the Community Land Trust, to Land Trust, you go there. And here also it tells you again the income limits. And here it is giving you, if you see here, this is under construction. These are the historic units. And here are the 2 and 3 bedroom units that is currently under construction. And here is, I showed you this before, the pictures, but this is like computer images and the floor plans that I showed you before. But to apply, let me walk you through the process. Once again, to apply, you go to first-time home buyers. You click there. Then you are going to go where it says start your journey. And also to pay for the credit report, you go right here, pay for the credit report, because we have to, that's for us to see how everything looks. So before we send you to the bank, we want to make sure that everything that there are no past dues, collections. If there are, then we'll tell you. We give you a copy of your credit report and we tell you you need to take care of this or reduce your debt. Because part of this is also the counseling. We offer counseling so that way we help you through the process of buying the condos, or if you are not eligible for the condos, you can buy with a realtor. Here it says start your journey, then you go where it says sign up now, you click where it says pre-purchase, you click there, and then you're gonna click right here, Community Land Trust, if you want to apply for these condos. You click there, Fairfield, and then you agree, continue, and then you're gonna fill out your information. You are gonna get email to confirm your information and your email, and then you will be able to continue to fill out the application electronically and also to upload your documents. Now, if you cannot do it this way, then I'm gonna write in the chat my email, so that way you can send me an email and I can send you the application for you to print out if you prefer to print out the application and do it manually. But here is my email, so you can send me an email, and also my phone number, my direct line. I'm gonna write it there. So that way, if you want a paper application, I can email that to you, and then you can send us the application filled out with the documents. So right there is my information. Now, I have questions. I don't see any more questions. Oh yes, I do have one. He says, yes, I already, you see my email. Oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake on the email. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna write it again. I forgot the T. It connects with a T. And also one more thing, I have a few more questions for all of you. So, and this is for me to know. And please, if you can answer in the chat, if you found today's info session informative, please check yes or no. That will help me next time. I have another session this afternoon to help maybe to improve if there is something that I need to improve or anything that maybe wasn't clear. If you can just let me know if this was informative. Oh, thank you, everyone. It seems like it was informative. I'm happy to hear that. Sure. And the next question I want to ask you is that do you find that everything was clear, or there was something that it was confusing? If it was clear, you can say clear, or if you think it was confusing, you can write confusing. And that is for me to improve, actually, as a presenter, you know, I can improve, and because I want to make sure that everybody understands that we did our job. Okay, somebody's asking if you need to create an account when signing up. Yes, when you go to the portal, you need to create an account, and then you will be able to access the electronic application, and you will be able to fill out your information via the portal. Thank you, everybody. I think I did my job. I think that it was clear for everyone, and this concludes our info session. Unless you have any other. Oh yes, there is another question here. Do you know if more units are being built in the future? I have to tell you, we're looking into it, but nothing right now. We don't know. This is our first time we're involved in the building, and if we're successful, then definitely we would like to continue to do that. But this is our first project that we're building, so but we're hoping that we can do that, and definitely if we're successful with this one, I'm sure more opportunities hopefully will come. All right, I don't see any more questions. So this concludes the session, and thank you everybody for participating. And I hope that you submit your applications, you go on our webpage and you upload your documents. But if you're having any issues, you have my email, my phone number, and you can contact me. I'll be more than happy to send you an application or walk you through the process. All right, thank you everyone. Bye now.